I'm Brian Wilson alongside Larry O'Connor.
And joining us right now is the host of Special Report with Bret Baier on Fox News Channel every day at 6 p.m. He's Bret Baier, who has very real hair, by the way. That was somebody tweeted at you, a bald man, a follically challenged man, asked you if your hair was real, and your response, Bret?
I was in a sassy mood. I said, completely is yours, oh, sorry. But, you know, it was just, it was all in good fun.
It was. He
tweeted back and said, good answer.
Touche, yeah. He took it. All right, listen, it's the day after the big debate there. And Bret, first of all, it should be noted, great ratings for CNN, but you guys still win. You had more viewers at Fox News for your debate, so congratulations.
But I congratulate CNN. I mean, that was, and frankly, you know, if that thing had been 2 hours, I think they would have had the record of...
You think?
You think people trailed off at the end?
I think it trailed off at the end. But,
well, that was my first question to you, actually, if I can get you to sort of... And I'm not trying to compare the two debates, but what did you think of the three... a lot of people were talking about the length, and listen, it's hard to do what you guys did with that many candidates. Do you think that format served the party and served the candidates, or do you think it worked against them?
Well, I think the candidates probably were served well, whether, you know, because they got more time. And, you know, with that many candidates on stage, it's just very difficult. We've talked about that. We had 10, they had 11.
Yeah.
I think that is a noble way to do it, to try to get them to, you know, talk to each other. They were not really primed to do that the first debate. Many of them were, I think, chomping at the bit at the second debate to be able to do that. We tried to stir up, you know, different contrast between candidates that they didn't really bite at in the first debate. I think that way of doing it is interesting and probably illuminates some policy issues, but it's really tough with 11 people. And it's even tougher without a bell or buzzer. And so I felt for Jake, and, you know, the thank you, Senator, thank you, Governor, thank you, Governor, thank you, you know, that's just tough.
All right, but the headlines seemed to be yesterday, and most of the things that I read, most people thought it was a really good night for Carly Fiorina. I mean, she had a great undercard performance on Fox, so she makes her way to the big stage, and she has another really pretty good performance. So what does this mean for Carly Fiorina and the rest of the group there?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that if you look at every front page, it's kind of focused on Fiorina, and I think that, you know, there is a sense that she's going to see some upside after that debate. You know, whether she can capitalize on that, we'll see. But clearly she's in the top tier, and for the outsiders, I think she probably had the best performance. You know, she had a couple of drop-of-the-mic moments. She had about 4 or 5 moments. Everybody on that stage had a moment, but she had many more.
Hey, you know, everyone's talking about the Republican debate. I have to ask you, Bret, the Democrats. I had Simon Rosenberg on earlier this week. I know you've had him on your show. He's sort of a inside Democrat operator here in the Beltway. He openly questioned at Time.com the wisdom behind only having the 6 debates. And I wonder at this point if the Clinton campaign is now reconsidering this, because it might end up hurting her, won't it? Since she's not doing so well and she's not going to get a chance to get this kind of push.
Well, listen, I think if Hillary Clinton wanted to have more debates, that it's a phone call to Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I mean, something tells me. Wolf Blitzer asked her about it yesterday, and she said she's open to it if the DNC makes more. I think it's like a circular firing squad here. I mean, she could pick up the phone and probably say, I want more.
But because of all of the publicity, because of all of the coverage, because it's just Republicans everywhere, do you think it might hurt the Democrats just going this long without having a major national narrative?
Well, I think I'm not sure that the Clinton campaign is really anxious to get in a sparring match with a very on fire, momentum-wise, Bernie Sanders. And so, strategically, I'm not sure that that's the best thing for them. But We'll see. I think Hillary Clinton's going to do more interviews, and we'll see her out more. We're trying to get her on special report again. We'll see if we can.
All right, so the story of the morning, and if you look at all the papers, all the websites, is about this thing that happened during the Donald Trump rally yesterday, where the guy said the president, Muslims are a problem, and the president is one, and there are many people criticizing Trump because he did not correct the man's assertion. What should have happened in that situation, from your perspective?
Well, it's tough. John McCain obviously handled it very differently in town halls when that happened 2 cycles ago.
Yeah, but I hear from people already this morning when that's been pointed out saying, yeah, but he lost.
Yeah. I don't think it's a winning situation, and I think he got off the question quickly. I think there are many people, though, that would have wanted him to say something else, and so that's the question of the day. I think Chris Christie was asked on Today's show about it, and said that he would have handled it differently. And listen, town halls, a lot of things can happen.
Yeah, they can.
So you have to be on your toes. He has not, I don't think, taken questions in the town hall before yesterday, and I think he looked at the camera and said, "This is the first question."
Yeah.
So I think it'll probably be a question that dominates today.
All right. Thank you so much, Bret.
Always good to have you, Bret. Thanks.
Right,
have a good weekend.
You too.